gave me the ticket. And you know what I did? A trial by declaration, and guess what they did? They fined me $1,100.
$1,100. Wow.
$1,100 for being parked. He said I was going 102 miles per hour. I was parked on the side of the road with a diabetic dog. And I just didn't want to drive up there to deal with it. I wrote the letter, and, but I had no witnesses, his word against mine, and the judge said, nah, that's that.
Most of the time, whether you're in court or a trial by declaration, I mean, if it's a situation like that, they're going to believe the officer.
But he was wrong. If my dog could have testified, she would have.
Well, you have to teach your dog how to talk.
I'm telling, no, you know what? I'm just not pulling over again. I'll pull off the freeway. I'm not going to give them, like the other ticket I got. I've gotten 2 tickets in the last 3 years, and I wasn't moving. My motorcycle was parked. I was in buying a bus pass. I came out, and the guy gives me a ticket for not obeying a sign, but he didn't see me not obey it. He just assumed that I hadn't because of where my bike was. I said, but I came in through the parking lot. Oh, I didn't see you there. Well, you weren't sitting there. How could you possibly see me there? So anyway, it's ridiculous.
I hear stories like that all the time.
Well, yeah, we got a lot on the phone. Let's go to Joseph in San Mateo at 866-995-2735. Hi, Joseph.
Hey, how you doing, Corral?
I'm well, thank you.
All right, here's my story. I was driving about a month ago after work in the daytime, and I was going through a yellow light. And all of a sudden, I saw this flash. Got a ticket in the mail 2 weeks later for $486.
Oh, you got one of those red light tickets?
Yeah, so I had to go to court on the 10th, so I'm going to try to contest it. I thought I was going to be able to make it to the light, but they sent me a ticket with my picture, black and white. And
well,
so,
Joseph, just hold on to it here. Steve Miller with, of course, TicketBuster.com. What should Joseph do about this red light ticket? Because you hate those as much as I do.
My first ticket in 5 years.
Oh, my goodness.
Red light camera.
Joseph, you know what? You're going to hear us better if you hang up and listen to us on the radio.
Perfect.
You'll hear the answer better. So it's called I'll take the answer off the air. Thanks for your call, Joseph. All right, what should he do, or anyone that's gotten one of these red light tickets?
Well, red light tickets are becoming more and more prevalent, especially over the last years. They've raised the fines by about 20% or so, I think at the beginning of the year. And to contest a red light camera ticket, number one, you want to check to see if the municipality issued a 30-day grace period before they utilized those red light tickets. That's one thing you want to do.
How can you check that?
You have to go online and log into the municipality and find out about that particular street corner.
Oh.
It depends where his ticket was. You got to look at the street corner, the intersection. You got to check to see if there's posted signs on each corner. It's required to have camera signs on every corner. They also need to have signs that the city enforces red lights by cameras when you come into that city. And you can check.
Just got a ticket for not turning their wheels into the curb. I, right now, have to go to court next month for a ticket that I got, which was the most unique thing in the world. I went in to buy a
type of red light tickets that are being issued quite often by a company in Arizona that really aren't tickets at all. Basically, what they are is snitch tickets, where they're basically having you fill out information to say, yes, it was me in that car, basically admitting guilt, sending it in, and then it becomes a regular ticket. So you have to see what type of red light ticket it is that you actually
bastards.
Have. Yeah, I could tell you hands down, if it is from a company that has an Arizona address, it is not a real red light ticket. It's a snitch or nomination ticket, and you see those very often these days.
Why are law enforcement? Why does law enforcement extort us this way? It doesn't make us any safer.
It's revenue. Strictly revenue.
I mean,
it's huge revenue. You're not going out catching somebody actually speeding, 105 miles an hour and endangering somebody. You're entrapping, regular citizens, basically. You're trying to catch them,
right,
and generate revenue.
Or enticing them to actually setting them up to fail.
Exactly.
866-995-2735. I'm Froggy, formerly known as Carell. Let's go to Josh in San Francisco. Welcome to the Carell Show, hosted by Froggy. Hi, Josh.
Hey, good. Great. I'm glad I could get through. I wanted to talk about something really important.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of the biggest scams in San Francisco. It's the whole 2-hour move your car, you need a permit to park anywhere you live kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And, everyone's usually checking the chalk marks because they come through and chalk
Vandals.
maybe 3
They're
times a day.
vandals. If at one time someone tried to chalk my motorcycle, my Piaggio MP3, when I saw that person with that little extended arm out heading towards my bike, I ran out and jumped in front of it. I said, "You will not mark my tire, you vandal." They're
Well, let me
vandalism.
tell you what they're doing now. This is what I wanted to really get out there on the radio and let everyone know. They're not running the chalk anymore. They're just going to come by and they're going to run your plate number. So anyone out there who still thinks that they can look for this chalk mark and then not get ticketed, they're going to come through within a half an hour to an hour and bust you just by running your plate number. So.
There's a lot, and Josh, thank you for telling people, but there's a lot of dirty tricks they do. Down here in L.A. on Wilshire Boulevard at 4 o'clock, 4 to 7, you cannot park on the right-hand shoulder because they need all the space for the cars. And I am telling you right now, I got a ticket at 3:59:50, and I contested it. I said it was not 4 o'clock. And at 4:01, they are towing. I mean, if you run out to your car at 4:01, it's on the flatbed. It's gone. There's nothing you can do about it. They are just grabbing them. It's an $182 towing. It's just ridiculous. So now I guess, Steve, what he's saying is instead of, you used to be able to see the chalk and see that you had to move, and if you moved your wheel a little bit, then, that counted as moving. I guess now they're just running your plates. And it's into the parking lot, and I looked at him, and
Absolutely. I'm not as familiar with parking tickets. I only deal with moving violations, infractions, but I've definitely heard about that. Do we have any statistics about the whole ticket process as to if it makes us safer on the roads? Has there ever been any research to show that the fear of speeding tickets or, that all these different tickets that we get actually make the roads safer since 30,000 people a year die on them anyway? As far as I know, there's been no connection between receiving an occasional ticket for running a red light or going 5 miles over the speed limit to making it safer for people out there. I've never seen anything that says that it has done any good like that.
No, I've never seen any correlation of data to that either. 866-995-2735. Do you have a ticket? Have you gotten a ticket? What do you think about the story out of Texas? Have you ever been, exploited basically in a small town? Gotten a ticket. I got to tell you, Steve, out in Arizona, I got pulled over once, and I was quite sure if I even said one thing, I would be in front of the cop's brother or cousin, Buford, back at the jail. So I was just like,
1 minute.
Oh, no, just shut your little gay mouth, and yes, sir, no, sir, of course, sir, and get out of here because he's just waiting for you to say something. He is just waiting to screw with you. And they make it very obvious that you are powerless in those situations. 866-995-2735. Stephen Miller is my guest. The website is TicketBuster.com. We're going to talk about a little bit of the concept of that and take all the phone calls. If there's only one. Oh, wait. Well, there was one. 866-995-2735. Come on, you can try. I am Crow. It is the Corral Show. Nishan, our man with the most, to be back to tell us the most Googled thing. I just looked at it. Of course, in front of them. All right, Stephen Miller is my guest. He's from TicketBuster.com, by the way. If you've got a ticket, you might want to go there. Not endorsing it. Not saying that you should go there. I'm just saying that I'm going to talk to him after the show about that wrong sign ticket that I got. Because I'll be damned if these bastards, I'm old, so I don't care. It's like, I'm 47. What are you going to do? Hike my insurance rate? Bite me. But this is extortion now. And as we talk about legislation, they're not going to pay attention to this. No one's going to care if you're getting ripped off by law enforcement because of tickets. Like, they're just going to keep trying to increase the revenues. They're not going to try to, protect you from people who are charging you too much. Before we go to Sean, our man with the most, who is waiting here,